Hey everyone, I'm Ron Strong with Ron Strong Designs, and I'm so excited to be back here with my friends from Annie's talking templates. We've got two different ways to transfer templates from your pattern onto your fabric to make piecing a breeze. I can't wait to show you, so let's get started. Today, we're gonna be working from the Waiting for Santa placemat designed by Sandra L. Hatch. I love this cute placemat. It's perfect for the holidays. You can actually find the free pattern for this in the link in the description below. While you're down there, make sure you check out all the links we have. There's always lots of fun stuff going on at Annie's. You can also like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I always check back and love to see what you guys are talking about. And yeah, so let's get started. Let's talk templates, right? So this pattern is made almost exclusively with templates. So what are templates? If you go ahead and look at page 2 of your pattern, you'll see our first template, which is labeled with A. And then on pages 3 and 4, we have a whole lot of templates. So we have A through KLM. And there's quite a few different templates here. And you might be thinking, looking at it kind of confused if you've never worked with templates before, but really it's a breeze. Essentially what we're going to be doing is pre-cutting our fabric into the exact pieces that we need in order to make our placemat. And it looks a little bit more confusing than it actually is. It tells you right on each of your template pieces. So this is a great example. Here for N, it will tell us to cut 16 of our red print. For G, we need to cut 4 of our red print, and from KLM, we need to cut 4 of our strip piece unit. Now, all of the directions for the placemat can be found in the pattern, and we're not really going to be going through every little bit and bob of the pattern. I kind of just wanted to talk about templates, what they are, and how to transfer them today. So the biggest thing to remember is that on the solid line you cut, on the dashed line you sew. So each of these dashed lines represent our careful 1/4 inch. So we're still going to be using a 1/4 inch throughout this entire pattern, 1/4 inch seam throughout this entire pattern. The solid line here is where we're going to be cutting. So we have 2 different methods to transfer our templates from our pattern to get them onto our fabric. And the easiest ways that I have found that I prefer are to use one of 2 items. I either like to use template plastic or freezer paper. Now, freezer paper is available in most grocery stores throughout America, and there's a flat side and a shiny side. The shiny side has a little bit of a wax residue on it, where the flat side is what we'll use to actually iron. We're going to be kind of doing a little bit of a freezer applique method to transfer our templates. That's my favorite way. The other is to use template plastic. This is found in most craft stores and online. It's just a really kind of medium weight plastic. It's great for templates. And I'm going to share with you the pros and cons as we go through and work with each of these different methods. So first, let's talk freezer paper. Like I said, you can find most freezer paper in really any grocery store that I've ever been to sells it. It's primarily used for wrapping meat, but it's perfect for quilting and crafts. So how do we transfer our templates? So I'm gonna go ahead and just grab one of the pages that has some of my templates on it, and these are just my triangle templates. I do have a ruler here, my favorite ruler in the world, and I've used this a lot. It even has some residue on it. This is my Olfa frosted ruler, and I love this because it's not too dark. I also, I've used like the OmniGrid rulers and some of the other rulers, but it's not as clear as I want it. It has too many tick marks in it. This is perfect for transferring templates. So I use my Olfa frosted ruler for that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to lay my freezer paper on top of my pattern my pattern piece. Now I'm able to see, I don't know if you'll see this on camera, but I just want to assure you that I'm not using a light box, nothing. Just got my studio lights up today, and I can see perfectly the actual template pieces on my pattern through the freezer paper. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to simply trace it. So now that I have that, I have a special rotary cutter. This is just an Olfa, but it has an endurance blade in it. And the endurance blade is a little bit older. It's still quite sharp. One of the things about rotary cutters that I love is that the blades last a long time. The one thing I hate is that the blades aren't recyclable. But if you have an old rotary cutting blade that maybe doesn't cut fabric the best, it's still great for cutting paper. You can cut so much paper. I've had this blade for almost a year now, still cuts perfectly. So now that I have my template pattern cut, I'm going to write the letter, which is G. Next, I'm going to quickly go grab my iron and my fabric so I can show you how to adhere this to the fabric. All right, so I have my fabric here all ready to go. It's this beautiful red metallic from Hoffman Fabrics. I absolutely love this fabric. I think it's so pretty. And I have my template. So what I would do is just lay my template kind of on my fabric. I just have it kind of in the corner there so I can save a little bit of fabric, and I could flip this around and use it right here. What I'm going to do is I don't have any steam in this iron. This is just my little baby Aliso iron. I love this thing. It gets super hot. And I have it on about a medium setting. You don't want this on the hottest possible, but you don't want it on the coolest possible. You want it on a medium. So I'm just going to kind of glide it over. So a few seconds. And now this template is adhered to my fabric. Now what I like to do is just go in and cut right around my template. Now I can take this and use it at least another 4 or 5 times, cutting out different shapes. In the event that you're going to be making multiple placemats and you're going to want to keep these template pieces around for years to come, I highly recommend using the template plastic that you can pick up at your local craft store or online. So let's take a look at how to use that. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my pages, and I'm simply going to lay my template plastic over top. And you can see very clearly that you're able to see pretty much everything straight through. So again, I'm using a permanent marker here, but I'm just going to draw along these lines. All right, so now I just got to trim a tiny little bit off the bottom. And now we have a perfect little plastic template. So the most important thing is after you cut out your template, and this is my little paper that shows what my template was, I'm going to match it up just to make sure everything's good to go. But I'm also going to write the letter on the top. And this is right side up. The reason I'm going to do this is because if I inadvertently flip my template over, the B would be backwards. And we need these templates to be cut exactly correct. And in the cases of these, where we have these kind of diagonal lines, they have to be going the correct direction. All right, friends, so those are my 2 methods for transferring templates for perfect piecing. Remember, throughout this entire pattern, you're going to maintain that careful 1/4 inch seam. Go ahead and cut out all of your template pieces, being very, very careful as you go. Use the freezer paper method. If you're only making a few placemats and you're not worried about keeping those templates around for very long, go ahead and splurge a little bit extra on that template plastic if you want to make these again and again and again. I'm telling you, these would make beautiful gifts. So from my friends at Annie's and I say thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to check out the links in the description below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and comment on this video, and share it with all your quilty friends. Until next time, I'm Ron Strong with Ron Strong Designs. Happy quilting, everyone. Bye.